I talk to people all the time, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, man, I got goals. It's all up in here and everything else. I'm like, well, tell me one of them. They can't even come up with it. They can't even realize. So if you've got a target that you can't see, how in the world are you going to hit it? You have to be able to visually see where you're going. And then once you're able to do that, just like you said to me earlier, then you can work backwards with a plan of action that, okay, 12 months from now, I want to save $100,000 or save $10,000, whatever it is. All right, so what do I have to do monthly to make that happen? What do I have to do quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily? All right, so I've got a 7-step goal-setting process that I teach people, and you were one of the people that I taught. And in that 7-step goal-setting process, you can really start to unveil all the most important areas of your life: your health, your finances, your relationships, your career. All of these different areas are so important. And then once you understand what areas you need to achieve in, you can start creating a plan.
And here we go, guys.
Good thing. Most people say, damn, he's got a process.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Process.
Damn, he's got a process.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Process. I'm here with Chris Patterson. He is the CEO of Interchanges, an agency that's done, I think, about $1.4 billion in sales, guys. So we're very blessed to have him here with us today, and he's going to drop some knowledge. We're going to talk about a little bit about goal setting and kind of, just what it takes to be an entrepreneur at this level. So Chris is an amazing guy, and I'm going to let him kind of introduce himself and take it from here.
Thank you so much, David. And as you know, you're one of my favorite people. So I'm honored to be here and love to discuss whatever you'd like to discuss today. Awesome. That's my treat.
Awesome, man. So let's talk about Interchanges. I mean, you guys, how long have you guys been around?
So I actually started the business out of my wife's dining room 18 years ago.
Okay.
And the way I know it was my wife's dining room is she kept saying, "You got to get the heck out of my dining room." So, back then, dude, I had like this 300 megahertz computer. Like the monitor alone was the size of a TV. It was It was like a little mini refrigerator on my desk. So she wanted me out of that. She wanted me out of that dining room hard. So,
oh man,
18 years later, I got out of her dining room. Here I am.
Now I'll tell you, man, $1.4 billion in sales. That's not a light number. That's not something that's easily to get. That's not easily achievable. So how are you able to kind of do that looking back from 18 years, you know?
Yeah, so let me clarify that a little bit. It's not $1.4 billion that I've generated for myself. It's $1.4 billion that we've generated for our customers combined over the years.
Yeah.
So, we're really proud of that because I think, most agencies, they're so focused on, am I a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure agency? And I think that's kind of the wrong mentality because really we're here to serve. We're here to make a difference. We're here to impact. People are trusting us with their hard-earned money.
Yep.
So we've always tried to keep track of how much money are we actually generating for our customers? Are we actually doing a good job? Because if we can keep their best interests in mind, everything else follows from there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we've been keeping track and it's creeped up. We've been fortunate to have really great customers over time, and we've just been generating revenue for these clients year over year over year over year for a long, long time.
Well, I mean, I would say you guys have over 1 billion reasons, why you're successful, because absolutely the client comes first, and the fact that you guys keep track of that, and that's man, congratulations. That's all I gotta say. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So tell me, what kind of clients do you guys work best with? Like, who do you guys love to work with?
Usually anybody with a high ticket product or a service. So for example, if you're a home builder or you build pools or you sell cars, if you've got a high ticket price of, $5,000, $10,000 per item, attorneys, are a really good target for us too. So anybody that really has a high ticket product or service is a good candidate for us. We know that our systems that we put in place for those kinds of people will work tremendously, and the return on investment is sick. So that's our whole goal, is we just want to get them a massive return on investment. We never want them to leave us. So that's what we try to do.
Let's touch on that a little bit, because I feel like a lot of people throw that word around. They say, hey, I do lead gen. Hey, we get you an ROI. But I know, because I know you personally, that you guys have a system of calculating that ROI, and that you make sure that, hey, every dollar that someone spends with you, there's going to be at least $4, $5, $6 on the other side of it, on the other end, right?
Yeah. So assuming the company we're working with is open to share that information, which most of them, we earn their trust, and eventually they're like, most of the reason they don't want to tell us how much money they're making from us is because they're scared we're going to raise our prices.
Yeah.
So I kind of settle them down, and I'm like, look, man, we're really trying to do this to make sure we're doing a great job for you.
Mm-hmm.
We can lock in our prices. It's not about us gouging you or anything like that. It's really, we just want to know how well we're doing.
Yeah.
So they usually open up, and we'll either work with the accounting department or we'll work through spreadsheets that are mutual. And, we'll go on a Google sheet. We'll see how many leads. They start telling us how many of those are closed, what the value of those are. So, we've got systems and processes we put in place over the years to make sure that everybody is on top of their game. And that's one of my favorite sayings, by the way, is be on top of your business. I come in and I tell my employees on a regular basis, I tell my vendors, I tell my customers, I'm like, look, you got to be on top of your business. It's your company.
Yeah,
so let's stay on top of it so we can all do the right thing.
Yeah. Now, today we're going to flex our muscles a little bit. We're going to get into goal setting, and there you go. And, because of our relationship, I know some things about you that I think are just tremendous. I know that each and every day, your team, they kind of set goals and they share them with the rest of the team, right?
Yes. So what we call that is the top 5 priorities list. Mm-hmm. So every single day I can go to my phone, even if I'm not at the office, and I can get a list of every action that my team is going to take that day. And all I expect them to do is send me in their top 5 priorities. So I think it was General Schwarzkopf that said a long time ago that he didn't expect his military to do anything more than 3 to 5 important things a day. But when you start planning it like that, okay, just imagine whoever's listening out there, you start going, okay, I'm going to set 5 major priorities that's going to make my life better every day. What that turns into is 25 priorities a week. If you're only doing this 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. So 25 priorities a week. I think if you multiply it out over a year, it's 240 priorities in a year. Tell me your life can't get better with 240 priorities. Tell me your business can't get better with 240 priorities. Now, I'm talking about things that are going to move the needle. Hey, I'm going to do some marketing today. I'm going to reach out to some existing clients today. I'm going to follow up with people that haven't heard from me in a little while. Those are priorities that are going to move the needle eventually, right?
Yeah.
But often we're too short-sighted. So I make sure that my team, because as well as I do, David, you can have an employee that can do, supposedly 8 hours of work or 9 hours of work in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then what do they do for the rest of the time? They're on Facebook or they're playing around, those kinds of things. So all I expect from my team to do, send me those top 5 priorities so we can keep moving the business forward.
Yeah.